The office battlefield, a symphony of stress. Rajiv Khanna, insurance sales manager, middle-aged and currently middle-stressed. He sat in his office. The chair was plush, quite comfortable really. The mahogany finish desk, neat. Well, usually neat. Today it looked like a paper bird had exploded. The air conditioner hummed a cool tune, but inside Rajiv, a different kind of heat was building, a volcano of pending tasks. He sighed. Another day, another mountain to climb, or maybe just survive. The phone rang. Of course it did. It was its job, wasn't it? To ring just when he thought he could take a breath. Yes, Mr. Sharma, the policy details are on their way. Lie. They were buried under a pile marked urgent, urgenter. Then an email notification popped up. Subject, immediate action required. His computer screen seemed to mock him. Another ping. WhatsApp group Team B lagging. What's the plan, Rajiv G? Plan? His only plan was to find a hidden corner and cry a little, but no time for that. His reflection in the dark computer screen looked back. Tired eyes. Lines on his forehead deeper than the company's losses last quarter. He ran a hand through his already disheveled hair. Even the motivational poster on the wall, the one with the eagle soaring, seemed to be looking down at him with pity. Reach for the skies, it declared. Rajiv felt he was lucky if he could reach for his lunch on time, which, by the way, was still in its tiffin carrier, untouched. Focus, Rajiv, focus, he muttered to himself. But how to focus when your mind is a traffic jam in Mumbai during peak hours? Every thought honking for attention. The quarterly review was looming. His team's numbers were not exactly singing praises, and his own personal targets? Let's not even go there. It felt like he was juggling 10 glass balls, and all of them were labeled fragile handle with extreme panic. The target tightrope, ambition's unrelenting climb. See, Rajiv wasn't just any manager. He was ambitious. Oh yes, very ambitious. He hadn't reached this decent office, this slightly too comfortable chair by accident. He had dreams, big dreams. A bigger house, a better car, that international school for his daughter. He wanted to be the zonal manager one day, maybe even higher. He saw himself addressing the annual conference, a success story. This ambition, it was a fire in his belly, a fire that sometimes threatened to burn him out. But ambition comes with a price tag, doesn't it? And in sales, that price is written in bold targets. Monthly targets, quarterly targets, yearly targets, special festive season targets. It was a never-ending marathon, a race against time, against competitors, sometimes against his own team's lethargy. He pushed them. He pushed himself harder. The numbers had to be met, come what may. The pressure was immense, like carrying an elephant on your shoulders while walking a tightrope. And the elephant kept getting heavier. He tried everything. New sales pitches, more client meetings, extra hours, endless follow-ups. Sometimes it worked. A big policy sold, a target met. Oh, the relief, the temporary high. But then, the next month started. Back to zero, like a game of snakes and ladders, but with more snakes. And the rejections, so many rejections. Not interested, too expensive. Let me think about it. Each no was a small pinprick. Enough pinpricks, and you start to bleed. He often wondered if he was truly cut out for this. The fear of failure was a constant companion. It whispered to him in the quiet moments. What if you don't make it, Rajiv? What if you disappoint everyone? This fear, ironically, also fueled his drive. He wouldn't give up. He couldn't. He had to prove himself, to his family, to his boss, to himself. So he'd plaster a smile, adjust his tie, and dive back into the fray. The horizon he was chasing seemed to recede with every step he took towards it. The home front and beyond, a tapestry of demands. The office drama was just Act 1. Act 2 began the moment he stepped out, or even before with the phone calls. Papa, my science project needs a volcano. Can you make one tonight? That was his son, Rohan. Then his wife, Priya. Rajiv, don't forget Mrs. Sharma's son's wedding invitation. We have to go and pick up the dry cleaning. And the plumber is coming tomorrow morning. You need to be here. His head would spin. From targets to trousseaux, from policies to plumbers. Family demands were a different kind of target, unwritten but equally pressing. His daughter, Anjali, needed help with her college applications. His aging parents, living in their hometown, needed regular calls, reassurance, and sometimes a visit for a medical checkup. Priya, bless her heart, managed so much, but she too needed his support, his presence. He wanted to be the ideal husband, the perfect father, the dutiful son. But the hours in a day, they just weren't enough. He felt like he was failing on all fronts. Then came the social commitments. Oh, Indian social life. It's a full-time job in itself. Weddings, so many weddings. Engagement parties, mundane ceremonies, housewarmings, birthday parties for kids of people he barely knew. If he missed one, Rajiv ji didn't come? Is everything all right? Is he too busy for us now? The subtle guilt trips, the need to maintain relationships, to be seen, to be part of the community. It was exhausting. He sometimes dreamt of eloping to a deserted island. Just him and a lifetime supply of no commitments. He was stretched, thinner than a rumali roti, pulled in 100 directions, trying to be a good manager, a good husband, a good father, a good son, a good friend, a good social acquaintance. The lines blurred. He'd be thinking about a sales presentation while at a family dinner. He'd be worrying about his son's exams during a client meeting. The guilt was a constant companion. Guilt for not being present enough, not doing enough, for anyone, anywhere. It was a heavy cloak to wear. The overload maze, seeking a ray of sunshine. The days started to blend into one long, continuous loop of stress. Monday felt like Friday. Friday felt like Monday. What was he even achieving? He was running so fast. But was he getting anywhere? Or just running on the spot like a hamster in a wheel? The confusion was a thick fog. It settled over his thoughts, making clear decisions impossible. He'd stare at spreadsheets, and the numbers would dance mockingly before his eyes. His own strategies seemed muddled. Overwork became his shadow. Early mornings, late nights, skipping lunch was normal. Working on weekends a given. Sleep? What was that? A forgotten luxury. His body protested. Headaches, backaches, that constant feeling of fatigue. His mind raced even when he tried to rest, replaying conversations, second-guessing decisions, worrying about the future. He felt like an old overloaded truck groaning up a steep hill, about to break down any second. He knew this wasn't sustainable. But how to stop? How to change? One evening, sitting late in his silent office, the city lights twinkling outside, he saw it. A cleaner was meticulously arranging the discarded papers from the day into a neat pile. Simple, orderly, purposeful. Something clicked, a tiny, almost imperceptible shift in his mind. He remembered his own father, a simple shopkeeper who always said, "Beta, no matter how big the mess, start with one small thing, just one." He had forgotten that. He had been trying to fight the whole hydra at once. A small wave of clarity washed over him. Maybe he couldn't solve everything at once, but he could start somewhere, prioritize, delegate, maybe even say no sometimes. The ambition was still there. The resilience, buried under layers of exhaustion, flickered back to life. It wouldn't be easy. The targets, the demands, they weren't going away. But perhaps, just perhaps, he could find a new way to navigate this balancing act. A small smile touched his lips. Tomorrow, he would try. One small thing at a time.